Здравствуйте.
Добрый вечер, добрый вечер.
Сегодня именно так будет, потому что мой телефон заряжается, и мне нет возможности смотреть на комментарии. На вопрос отвечать, поэтому вот так будет. Немного необычно, но к этому надо привыкнуть.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
What's his problem?
That's Biggs. He's an institution.
So this is what all the fuss is about. Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past my place?
They haven't even approved the money yet, kid. The bond issue won't be till December. It'll be years before any of this will happen. Here's your new partner, Stefan Burkowski.
I've heard all about you, Phelps. You go easy on me and let me earn the odd citation, and maybe we'll get along fine.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
Oh, he's an intense one, isn't he, Mel?
Who's intense?
The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps.
Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of L.A. is his audience.
What is that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out.
And now some housekeeping. Warm Central Division welcome for Detective Cole Phelps. Some of you guys may know Phelps. He's the cop who broke the jewelry store murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
an order, Phelps. Ooh, Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why are you war heroes always so modest? I've partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Bukowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we have partners, right?
Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside and out. I'm going to start you out with 1 case. You do okay, I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates. Now get down to the PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. A patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out.
Come on, Phelps.
Можно костюмчик, в принципе, поменять. Так. Пам-парам. А, это, кстати, открывается, когда все пластинки находятся. Не костюм, а кринж полный. С этой желтой шляпой, как будто я герой из фильма «Маска».
6 years on patrol before I got this desk. You were here in 5 minutes.
What do you want me to say? I didn't ask for any favors.
Time for your song and dance right now.
Без комментов скучно. Ну, потому что касцена была, какие комменты.
You know this place?
Sure. Near the old gas
Сейчас
works and
поедем
signal
расследовать
depot in the
дело.
warehouse district. I'll direct.
Вот сразу видно, когда уже не полицейская машина, А, вот такая уже частная более. Тут вместо полицейской рации играет радио. Кстати, можно пойти сейчас расследовать. На вызов поехать. Поехали на вызов, съездим.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Phelps.
Ну, задавайте тему,
Friends now,
пообсуждаем.
Bukowski?
Почему нет? Я к любому кипишу готов. Так, куда нам? А, нам сюда надо. Желтая шляпа Атас. Конечно, конечно. Саня, моду. Ну да, мы моду обсуждаем. Why not?
We have to work together. Don't be so touchy.
I grew up in San Francisco. My father was in shipping. I went to college at Stanford. Did 2 years ROTC before Marine OCS at Camp Elliott. Shipped out in early 45
Это, кстати,
as
один
a
из
first
приятных
lieutenant.
этих
Fought in the
около
Okinawa campaign.
напарников.
I was wounded. Shipped back home.
Самый такой
year on the
прикольный.
beat.
Я одобряю этого
So you
поляка.
won the Silver Star.
I don't want to talk about it.
Только он слишком много
Now let me get
говорит.
this straight. You single-handedly
Некоторые,
killed 40
ну,
Japs
будущие
on this
напарники
hill in
будут меньше
Okinawa.
говорить. Ну, если не учитывать отдел
You were
нравов.
up there all night, draped
Отдел
in the
нравов там
flag,
просто
knife
вообще
between your teeth,
гнидыч.
gun at the ready.
По мне.
The Emperor Hirohito himself leading the charge against you.
I did my part, Bukowski. What did you do?
I kept the streets of LA safe for the people.
Yeah. Now I get it. Unfit for service.
No, fuck you.
Так, ребята, общайтесь без мата, пожалуйста. Где я? Кто я? А, нет. А, кстати, тут можно с помощью тачпада смотреть. Луи или Прада. Это типа это, как его? Одежда там, вот это вот всякая. Не знаю. Ну пусть Прада будет. Фильм там с Энн Хэтэуэй есть. Нормальный Прада. Дьявол носит Прада, во. Блин, а там с мигалкой надо было ехать или нет? А, без сигнала. Все.
11K, go ahead, KGPL.
11K. Up on the roof, officer. He has a mask on his face.
Да сейчас
I caught
застрелим,
sight when
всё.
he shoved past me, but be careful. I saw him waving a gun.
Женщина, уйди, а. ДПСники работают. Хоп. Кабанчиком пробежал.
Give it up now! Make it easy on yourself!
Get the hell away from me!
Блин, за тачку садись, дятел. А, блин, его... Тут его надо догонять, тут не получится так. Да ща, на дворе. Хорош шмалять. Вам только пушку дай, вы будете сразу шмалять. В этом-то и прикол. Чтобы быть максимально незаметным, надо ярко одеваться. А.
Come on, Flatfoot. Let's negotiate.
Put the weapon down now!
You fucking ass!
На! Оглушил и застрелил. Все. Ну, блин, тут безвыходная ситуация. Это самооборона была. Ладно, давайте без кринжа нормальный костюм наденем. Я его оглушил, я дезориентировал его. Я его дезориентировал. Так что все нормально. Я понимал, что делать. О, можно вот такой вот костюмчик надеть. дорогу. Посмотри меня. Ладно, Сань. Я надеюсь, больше такого не будет. Как ты напишешь заяву, я ДПСник. Делаю, что хочу, законом не запрещено. Спасибо, Арина, что одобрила костюм. А где этот третий? IT-специалист.
That you, Bukowski? Go on through. Parking lot straight ahead.
А то я про него забываю постоянно. Про Никиту.
I need to get back to work, officer.
О,
The detectives are here now.
Флойд,
You repeat
здорово.
to them what you told me.
I did the right thing by calling this in. I'm just a working stiff.
Just give them your story and you'll be all right.
я у вас спрашиваю, где Никита?
This is your first case, Phelps. It's okay to
Он
admit
что,
it
умер,
if it
что ли?
sucks. If you don't know what to do next, just come talk to me and we'll see what we can figure out.
Thanks, Stefan. You're okay.
Окей. Это вот так вот в Пиндосе базарят, типа. Сказать, ты парень, вот Кент вообще четкий. Вот в натуре, блин. Уважаю. А тут такой, you okay.
You giving me the hi-hat?
Типа, ну, что-то кринжатиное дает. Ну да ладно. Какое дело тут? Так, что это у нас? Опа. Бойня. Свинья. Нахера Кенту свинья?
Mr. F. Morgan picked up a live pig yesterday.
Нахера этому Кенту свинья? Живая, тем более. Не думал перестать материться теперь по жизни. Ну, из-за введенного запрета мать в соцсетях, поэтому мне придется, к сожалению, и заменять, там, ядрить, колотить, ёлы-палы. Фига тут кровище, как будто там эту сонную артерию перерезали просто Кенту и все. Ну-ка, что ты мне скажешь? Ты.
Doc?
Треугольный.
Detective
Ядрёт батон,
Phelps.
воистину.
What have we got?
A lot of blood for a blunt force injury. Victim must be in a very bad way.
Any sign of the guy?
Not unless he's in the trunk of the car.
Кто он-то? Кто он? Блин, дайте мне диалог посмотреть. Я забыл, как тут диалог смотреть. Журнал вроде. Да, нет, тупо слишком. Разве что он в багажнике. Пиздец, блядь. Опа. Кошелек и очечи. Кто-то деньги забрал. Так, какой-то Эдриан Блэк. 32 года, белый, что важно.
32 years old,
И
married.
женат.
Sounds like an average guy. What was he doing out here?
Надо поговорить с его женой. Хорошо, поговорим потом. Ё-моё.
Happier times, I guess.
Свинью жалко-то, конечно. Ну да. Свинья охуенная тема. Так, очечи. Стензел.
Stenzel glasses. Home repaired by the look of it.
Это как он понял? Типа, тут изолента или что? Я просто не вижу ее тут. Тут что-то еще должно быть. Опа. Какая-то фиговина. Окровавленная.
Brand name might give us something to go on.
Ну ты что хотела? Это LA, это Лос-Анджелес 50-х. Ну, нет, да, послевоенный LA, типа. Какие-то перчатки, ты что? Какая экспертиза? Не знаем такого. Ладно, пойдем с афроамериканцем поговорим. Может, он что-то путное скажет. Может, мы его обвиним просто и все, и поедем по домам.
Sir, I'm Detective Phelps.
Name's Nate Wilkie.
You found the vehicle?
Sure. Saw it just sitting there. Strange place to be parking your car. Figured I'd better take a look. And then I saw all the blood. So I called the police.
Молодец.
Mind if I ask what you were doing out here?
Well, I work for the railway. I was on my way out to the switch and reckoned I'd take a shortcut.
Ну-ка, врешь ты или нет, собака? Ладно, верю.
Did you see anybody else in the yard? Maybe somebody hanging around the car?
Nope. I hadn't seen a soul all day till you boys turned up.
Так, ну ладно. Ладно.
Do you know Adrian Black, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. That ain't a name I'm familiar with.
You ever seen the car before?
Funny enough, I did. A couple of nights ago, it was over there in the parking lot. I know most of the cars are parked here regularly, so it kind of stood out.
Зачем ты примечаешь машины? Ты чё? Хочешь ограбить? О, ща мы его спросим.
The wallet by the
Ловушка
car.
Джокера.
Was there anything in it when you arrived?
You accusing me of something, mister?
Опа, засуетился Кент.
Do you want the patrolman to hold you down while we turn out your pockets, Mr. Wilkie?
Maybe I checked inside that wallet. Not that I was gonna steal anything. Maybe I took a look. But there weren't no money in there. Not even change.
Ладно. Это так зарофлил.
We found a steel pipe with blood on it near the car. Do you know anything about it, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. I went straight for the law when I saw the car was full of blood.
Ты
When you
афроамериканец
saw the
верный.
blood, was
Я
it wet,
тебе верю.
bright red, or darker like it is now?
Darker, I'd say. Looked dry already.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Wilkie. We'll contact your employer if we need anything more from you.
If you have to, I guess. I can't really spend no more time over this.
Somebody's got to inform the wife, Phelps. If you're done here, we'll head over there now.
Ну, погнали. Чё там, место выберем и поедем. Ну, от лучше мест нет куда ехать. Поехали к женщине. Да, ну давай попробуем. Ну, тут есть такая штука, как fast travel называется. Ты зажимаешь треугольник, и этот черт вместо тебя тачку ведет.
You can drive.
Чтобы не ездить бесконечно просто. Просто так сделано все. И по кайфу. Ну, конечно, там преступления просто пропускаешь, которые там по рации. Ну, нафиг они нужны. Собственно, честно говоря.
Let's go introduce ourselves. You talk to her, Phelps. I'm no good at this shoulder.
Надо осмотреть этот. Что там? Так, ага, секатор.
Circumstantial.
Понял. У меня для этого маман есть. У тебя? Да ты ж сама машину видишь. Да заводи, ты видишь, я нашел что-то. Такие же трубы, такое же название. Такое же название трубы было на месте преступления. Тебе об этом что-то говорит? Это fast travel. Ну да, тоже верно. И смотри, хоба, деталей не хватает. Опаня.
So the pipe missing from Mr. Black's heater is the same one that killed him. Huh. Seems like the assailant is a little closer to home.
Странно. Ладно, пойдем представимся. Чем быдло, что ли, какое-то деревенское. Открывай ворота. Да просто в окошко зашел и все.
LAPD, Mrs. Black. May we come in? We have some bad news and we'd rather discuss this in private.
I'm Margaret Black. We can discuss this in the living room. Please come in.
Погнали. Побазарим.
Your husband drives a blue Lincoln, Mrs. Black?
That's correct.
The car has been found abandoned, and I'm afraid there are signs of foul play.
I knew something was wrong when he didn't come home.
We believe your husband may be injured. We found a pipe on the scene with blood on it.
Oh, no! My poor Adrian!
Does the name Insta-Heat mean anything to you, ma'am?
Yes, it does. We've just had a new water heater installed.
Whereabouts, Mrs. Black?
Just outside the kitchen window, at the side of the house.
I'd like you to try and stay calm and remember everything that you can about last night. My partner and I are going to take a look around. When you're ready, we're going to have some more questions for you. Is that okay?
Of course, officer. Anything to help secure my husband's safety.
Let's check the place out. Come on. Have a good look around. There's got to be something in here to go on.
Что там вещают? Психотерапевт Фонтейн предлагает помощь ветеранам. Ну, давай посмотрим.
Lie down, make yourself comfortable. So, you're a friend of Courtney's?
Yes, Doctor.
He seems very concerned about you.
I have these visions, these blinding visions. I can't get them out of my head. My skull, it feels like it's in a vice.
I'm going to give you something to calm your nerves. I want to take you on a journey back. I want you to remember the good things about your past, occasions that made you laugh, times that made you smile.
Пам-парам. Пам-парам. Так, ладно, надо осмотреть хату. Так. Спички. Значит, он курит.
Kavanaugh's. So who brought this home?
Ну-ка, давай смотрим. Опа.
Maybe Adrian was a patron. R&I should have an address.
Ну, мы потом позвоним, как и просим. Так. Нам нужна квитанция.
This was only recently installed, not 2 days ago.
Честно говоря. Так. Ну, если вам интересно про Instahead почитать, найдете буклетик.
I wonder if someone in the house bought this unit, knowing how they would use the parts.
Да, я. Так, это нам больше не пригодится. Хоба. Тоже. Что-то много этих спичек. Так, очечки.
This must be Adrian's.
Давайте откроем. Опа, стензил.
Stencil. So the glasses are a match.
Understand the situation. Ой, сам Adrian. Ну-ка. Красивый. Сидит в ресторане. Опа. Пам-пам-пам.
To my Adrian. This thing gets more and more interesting.
Есть любовница. Интрижка. А это что у нас? Билет. Сиэтл.
A used ticket to Seattle and a suitcase gone missing. Someone couldn't wait to get out of this house.
Ну что поделать? Убийца дворецкий. Константин? Давайте позвоним.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Kavanaugh's bar.
Certainly, Detective. One moment. Kavanaugh's Bar, corner of Aliso and Hewitt, south side of Union Station.
Thanks, ma'am.
Ну, это сейчас мы
I'm all
поговорим.
right now, detectives.
Я верю. Все, будем базарить.
We found a receipt in the trunk of your husband's car for a live pig. This receipt was made out to an F. Morgan.
A pig? Adrian runs a tool business. That would be Frank Morgan.
Опа,
God knows
кто
what he's
такой
up
Фрэнк
to.
Морган? Ну ты не врешь.
What makes you say that about Morgan, ma'am?
He's the foreman at my husband's plant. A very shady character. I've told Adrian he needs to keep his distance from the staff. They're always out drinking together.
Бухают, значит, вместе. Понял.
I think you should come clean with us, Mrs. Black. Your husband is missing, and after our search, I'm willing to call the circumstances suspicious. Can you account for your movements last night?
You're not accusing me, are you? What an awful thing to say. I was here all night, of course, waiting for Adrian to come home.
Ну ладно.
Is there anyone who can vouch for that?
Well, no. I was here alone. I cooked Adrian's dinner and waited, but he never came home.
Печально. Ну-ка.
Your husband frequents Kavanaugh's bar?
How did you know that? Adrian practically lives there after work.
So Adrian spends a lot of time there.
Up until recently, he's been away in Seattle a lot on business.
Часто в Сиэтл ездит. Понимаю.
Did your husband tell you where he was going last night?
All he said was he was going to meet Frank for a drink.
So nothing out of the usual then.
Well, he came home early from work.
Чё про алиби? Чё там
He
про
never
алиби?
comes home early. And he went out early too.
Ну а чё и сказать было?
He normally never leaves for
Ну
the
дома
bar till
сидела
about
по
7.
кайфу.
Was your husband wearing his glasses when he left here yesterday?
Yes, he just bought a new pair.
Чё ты темнишь? В смысле недавно купил? Они ж... Ты чё, бля? Ты чё? Я не понял. Где эти очки? Нет, футляр. Эти сообщения не все. Да блин. Момент. Я очки смотрю. Они спочиненные. Она врет. Да я понимаю. Но надо проверить. В смысле? В смысле true? Они... Бля...
Go on.
Пиздец. Она же глаза скосила. Я сам поставил сомнение.
He tried to repair them with tape. They look terrible.
Как она там сказала? Он купил новую пару, и утвердила, что он выбросил старым, пытался их починить изолентой, получилось ужасно. Так, стоп. Он купил новую пару, и она сейчас говорит, что он старый донашивает. А где новая пара очков?
Tell us about the photo of Adrian in the bedroom.
What is there to tell? It's from his most recent business trip to Seattle.
Опаньки. Ну тут ты попалась в ловушку Джокера.
There's plenty to tell. You just won't tell it. You're lying about the photograph, Mrs. Black.
You're incredibly rude and insensitive. But I guess you know that. I've told you what I know about the picture.
Ну смотри, во-первых, ты женщина. Во-вторых, ты как женщина по-любому все шмонаешь, как надзиратель. По-любому ты должна знать об этой надписи. Ты там протираешь там вот эти рамки, там внутри, снаружи, и по-любому видела.
What about Nicole, Mrs. Black? Was your husband going to leave you for her?
I've seen the photo frame.
Опаньки.
He thinks I'm stupid. But women sense these things. I don't know if he intended to leave me or if it was just a fling. God only knows. I only want to know that he's safe.
We'll keep you informed, Mrs. Black.
Ну, по факту вообще-то все
Please
сказал.
do, detective.
Все по факту сказано. Ладно, поехали в бар. Будем там выяснять. Все, go. Ладно, сейчас еще раз фастрелом воспользуемся. Потому что, походу, мой не хочет вообще никуда ехать. Давай. Ну давай. Ну ё-моё. Ладно, сам поеду. Да господи. Машина, уедь отсюда, а. Я не вру, я
Jesus, I'm glad to be out of there.
искажаю
Mr.
факты.
and Mrs. Black.
You're a goddamn menace!
Прочитал сообщение, извините.
Mr. and Mrs. Black don't seem to have the happiest home life.
He's too scared to divorce her.
Вот. Я не вру, никогда. Это что такое? Дом Блэка? Не-не-не, мне сюда не надо. Мне надо туда.
She's too much of a shrinking violet to throw him out. If this hadn't happened, they could have stayed miserable together forever.
You think she could have killed him?
She sure as hell doesn't seem the type, but stranger things have happened.
Не вписался в поворот.
All units, officers help. Major 415, 1624 West 3rd Street, 1624 West 3rd Street. Any unit to handle code 3, identify.
Да
I wouldn't feel safe in a tank with you driving.
Куда под машину бросаешься, блядь? Поэтому нельзя читать сообщение за рулем. Ну, все, усвоил урок.
Hey, I know you.
No, you don't.
А я тебя нет.
Cherry pie was delish.
You know Frank Morgan?
Sure. Frank's your regular. He's a loner in the back. Would you recommend the special, miss?
Спасибо.
Frank Morgan?
Who's asking?
Yeah.
Cole Phelps, LAPD. I understand you're a friend of Adrian Black.
Yeah, I know him.
Are you aware that he's missing?
No, I hadn't heard that. Tough break.
Врешь.
We found Black's car abandoned in a freight depot, covered in blood. You know anything about that, Morgan?
Hell no. I'm sorry to hear that. I like Adrian.
He's a good boss.
Please, don't tell me you actually believe this jerk-off, Phelps.
Верно. Ну, есть, можно обвинить насчет квитанции со свиньей. Давай попробуем.
You're lying, Morgan. You were there. And you're talking out your ass, detective. How about you prove I was out at that rail yard?
Так, а как я могу доказать?
You were there, Morgan. We found a receipt in the trunk of the car. It has your name on it. We can call the slaughter yard and nail you on it. All right already. That fool Adrian's fallen for some dame in Seattle. He wanted me to make it look like he'd been attacked.
Интересно.
Where exactly is Black holed up? No idea. I think he took off for Seattle.
А сегодня у нас какое? Ну, по игре. Билет на поезд только.
I'm tired of your shtick, Morgan. Spill it! Or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you. He's holed up at my place. He's waiting for some money to come through before he blows town. An address? It's an apartment house at the corner of Temple and Figueroa. Apartment number 2. I think that's all. Thanks for your help, Morgan. We appreciate it. Hey, I'm just glad I could help. I love cops.
Cuff him, let him go. It's up to you, Phelps. There's no way I'm writing this idiot up.
Does the chicken
Ну,
come with
копов
fried
он
tomatoes?
любит. Так что люби поездить в отделение.
You got Morgan's address? Let's get over to his apartment.
Ладно, ты веди.
Can you drive to this one?
KGPL calling car 11K. 11 King, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Message from Technical Services. Blood found in the abandoned Lincoln at the PE Freight Depot is not human. Repeat, not human. Compositional analysis reveals swine as the most likely match.
Roger, KGPL. Time to reel this guy in, Phelps.
Ну все, берем. Чё нам остается? Я, кстати, чекнул сейчас с Ютуба на телефоне, там все сообщения и сравнил тут, все сообщения высвечиваются, не знаю. О, квартира номер 2, погнали.
Let's check the place out. Come on.
Да, ладно, давай.
Apartment 2.
Ну да, свинья охуенная тема. В смысле не я еще только что посмотрел.
Help you, gentlemen? LAPD detectives, Mr. Black. You're under arrest.
Look, I'm really sorry about this. I never tried to hurt anyone.
Его и все.
I just needed to get away from LA. I won't put up a struggle. Just let me get my things.
I knew it! Phelps, go after him. I'll try and head him off in the car. Remember, the gun is the last resort.
There's no point running, Adrian.
Блин, для жирафуфила он слишком активный.
Mr. Black, get back here right now. It's over, Adrian. Why not just come clean with her, Black? Why the melodrama?
I thought it would be easier.
No, it just got a whole lot harder. Adrian Black, you're under arrest for conspiracy and fraud. We'll see what the DA has to say about wasting police resources on a wild goose chase like this.
You're gonna lose your wife, lose your job, and probably end up in the big house. I hope she was worth it, Adrian.
Лох, что поделать?
That turned out to be quite some case, huh? Adrian, what an idiot. You got an arrest and a clearance in your first case, and in fine style, too. Well done, detective. efficient investigation technique, good public presence. You keep that up and you learn from Bukowski here, you could go a long way in this department.
Первое дело прошло нормально. Разгромил там пару тачек. Что поделать? Ну, 1500 всего лишь. Что по кайфу.
Okay, we're gonna keep this short. I'm already late for the DA. First up, Phelps, Bukowski. We got a report of a brand new Packard abandoned in an empty lot off 2nd Street between Olive and Grand. DR is one Oswald Jacobs says the vehicle was dumped in his backyard. There's a patrolman on site. Get down there and see what you can turn up. Any questions? Good, get going. Better go earn our pathetic wages.
Ну, надо и костюмчик поменять. Давай такой Бродрик.
Rimsky, O'Halloran. Intelligence has information on a stolen car racket.
An abandoned vehicle.
We catch all the good ones, huh, Phelps?
Sounds like there's more to it than that. Nobody dumps a shiny new Packard unless they borrowed it without asking.
You don't say. You're on fire today, Einstein.
Very funny.
Come on, my
Yes.
protege. Let's go save the world.
You hear about Adrian? Broad in Seattle threw him out. Wife says she's gonna take him back. Women generally show more compassion.
What are you talking about? Adrian dumped on her. He was humping the secretary.
Margaret should show some pride. Pride comes before a fall, Bukowski. I'm talking from experience.
Straight over.
All units, officer needs help. 333 South Main Street. 333 South Main Street. Officer needs help. 211 and shots fired. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Cross over. Keep going straight.
Phelps, traffic.
I'm Officer Houlihan. Car's down the alleyway, detectives.
Я вижу, спасибо.
We got a call about an abandoned vehicle?
Yes, sir. The car has flags. Might be some kind of diplomatic vehicle.
Has anyone touched this vehicle since you arrived?
No. And that Jacobs bird over there was on station before I got here.
We'll talk with him in a moment. Give us some time to look the place over.
Sure, take your time. He's a sore-headed old son of a bitch anyway.
Номера сняты.
We'll have to use the registration to trace the owner. Stealing the wheels is for amateurs. A car ring would have stripped it in a warehouse. I must have taken the flag as a souvenir. Can't have any street value.
Как сувенир.
Empty.
Эх. Вот.
It's owned by the Argentinian embassy.
Иди. Я смотрю.
Combination wrench. Must have used it to remove the wheel lugs.
Ладно, пойдем со стариканом поговорим.
Oswald Jacobs?
That's right.
What exactly happened here, Mr. Jacobs?
Last night, I was looking out of my window. I like to keep an eye on what's going on.
I can understand that.
You see this empty lot? Damn kids play stickball here. Always breaking my windows. Always asking for their ball back.
Can we get back to the car, Mr. Jacobs?
Don't be impatient, Sonny. Anyways, last night I see this brand spanking new Packard up on bricks.
Did you see who stole the Packard?
Hell yes, I did. I saw 3 goddamn Mexicans going to work on it.
Can you tell us what they were doing?
Using the headlights of an old Ford so they could strip the thing. I yelled out to them, "I'll call the cops." So they loaded up their car and drove off, tooting and hollering and yelling obscenities at me in Mexican.
You speak Spanish, sir?
No, I do not.
Why not?
After the Mexicans left, you didn't go anywhere near the car?
After I scared them off? No, I didn't go anywhere near that car.
You went out to the car. Once they were gone, you had to take a look for yourself.
I was curious. Ain't no law against that. So what if I took a look around that car? You can't be accusing me of nothing.
Tell me about the car they were driving.
It was an old Ford. I didn't catch the license number.
You look like the kind of guy who notices details.
You're right there. The car was old, but it looked brand new. Candy apple red paint job stands out a mile.
What exactly did you see them take?
They was working on the tires. That's all that was took.
Что-то ты не договариваешь. Только я не знаю, то ли ты врешь, то ли ты чё. То ли тебя в чем-то обвинить надо. Но я думаю, сомнения. Конечно.
Right. So what did you take, Jacobs? Do you want my partner to pat you down?
I found a notebook in the glove compartment. I was going to show you. It's on the chair on my porch.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Jacobs. You can speak to Officer Thibault about signing a formal statement.
When you get the car out of the way, maybe you could come back and do something about those kids.
Well, how about we bring you an umpire's mask?
что тут у нас? О, да. Ну да, посмотрим. Телефон.
Okay, so we have the owner of the vehicle, a degenerate. I'll run John Madsen by R&I. Contact details on a William Dewey. This looks like business rather than pleasure.
Да ты извращенец.
I think we've wrung this place dry. Let's find a game well.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Could you run the name Dewey Brothers? Possibly a dealership or car mechanics workshop.
One moment. Dewey Brothers Packard Dealership, 629 Figueroa Street.
Got it. Can you put me through to Michigan 2458, please?
Connecting you now.
Hello, can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Can I speak to John Madsen, please?
He's at school, officer. What's this about? Is he in trouble?
How old is your boy, ma'am?
Just turned 16.
Wrong person, Mrs. Madsen. Sorry to disturb you. Any messages?
There's just one message for you, Detective. A four-door Packard, diplomatic license number Paul Robert 706, was reported missing this morning by Juan Francisco Valdez.
Could you have him brought in?
He's already here at Central, Detective. He's demanding an audience, as he calls it.
Thanks. Can you get a message to Captain Leary? Tell him we'll be in as soon as we can. Thanks for your help. Can you cordon off this lot until we have the vehicle impounded?
Yes, sir, Detective.
We'll follow up on the owner. Get a statement from Jacobs, and I'll read your report back at the station.
Ладно, поедем сначала в салон, заедем. Там такое отделение ментовки.
Come on.
Officer needs help, 103 and blue.
This has got to be the 50th abandoned vehicle call we have caught this year. One more, and I'm going to go crazy.
Not your favorite cases?
You kidding me? This is barely even police work. Of all the bad guys in this city, we get lumped with the ones who can't even be bothered to keep what they steal.
George is en route to 496 Broadway. Do you have another assignment there, Central?
Не знаю. хотя бы когда у меня стипендия придет, и когда я точно уже на работу устроюсь. На этой неделе можно, в принципе, я хз.
Don't tell me, let me guess. You were making your way past the lot, caught sight of the new model 4-door, and couldn't help yourself. You could see yourself in that car and just had to take a closer look. Well, I can't say as I blame you.
LAPD, Mac. We'd like to speak with the owner.
That's me, William Dewey, proprietor, at your service.
We're investigating the theft of a Packard belonging to the Argentine embassy. Are you missing a combination wrench?
I don't know, Detective, but I know how we can find out. Follow me. We keep all our tools in here.
Mind if we look around?
Be my guest. You sure you guys aren't interested in a new car? Huh? Maybe a used car. I have some nice used cars for guys your wage bracket.
Why don't you give us some alone time, Dewey? Go sell some cars or whatever it is that you do here.
One left.
Интересно.
Gabriel Delgado is missing a 3/4.
Интересно, интересно. Ну-ка, что у нас тут еще? Молоток.
This isn't what we're looking for. Optimistic, Cole.
Еще одни щипцы.
This doesn't pertain to the case. Doesn't give me anything to go on.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
We'll need a full statement from Dewey to put in our report.
Ну да, тоже верно.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. Packards are great cars, but this doesn't look like the kind of place favored by foreign embassies. How do you know Valdez?
I don't know Valdez. The embassy bought the car. All I know is he must know a quality car when he sees one.
Я чувствую обман.
And I know a shyster when I see one. You and Valdez are in this together.
Me and Valdez? I hardly know him. Valdez wouldn't wipe his shoes with me.
We found your contact details in Valdez's notebook. He had to be calling you for something, Dewey.
Okay. So I met Valdez in a bar. We cut a deal and he bought the car through the embassy. I cut him some change on the side. It happens all the time.
Where can we find Delgado?
I don't know. He sure as hell isn't here.
Address, Dewey, or my partner shoves her head in a car door.
Okay, all right. Apartment 3, 103 Hill Street. And tell him from me, if he ever shows his face around here again, I'm gonna kick his butt from here to Kingdom Come.
A wrench from this dealership was used to strip the wheels from a Packard last night, Mr. Dewey. A couple of Hispanics were seen taking parts.
We've had a spate of thefts ourselves. Comes with the location. Thieving bastards will steal anything the minute your back is turned.
So that's it?
Like I said, the workshop's too close to the street. It's difficult to keep an eye on it.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Dewey.
No problem. God damn that kid. I'm just an honest car salesman. Seems like you just don't know who you can trust these days.
Going to movies, Dewey. You're missing your calling. Time to visit Gabriel Delgado. See how good his excuse is.
Давай сначала к этому консулу заедем. Базарим с ним. По душам.
You read this story in the Examiner about the Navy developing three-dimensional movies?
What's a dimension?
You know, like a graph. Vertical axis is Y and horizontal is X.
Well, that's clear as mud.
Third dimension would be Z. So things would be popping out of the screen.
That's ridiculous. Scare people out of the theater. In God's name would want that.
I don't know. People scoffed at the idea of talking in color, and look what we have now.
Goddamn maniac! The moonshine!
Тут из серии был пистолет. Остановился. Как я шуганул ее, а?
Do we have a Juan Francisco Valdez in for questioning?
Sure do, Phelps. Your bird's an interview, too. And get this, he's wearing gloves and doing his best not to touch anything. Can you beat that?
Sounds like we don't want to keep this guy waiting. It's this way.
About time. Are you the senior officer I requested?
I'm Detective Phelps, and this is Detective Bukowski.
Have you any idea how long I've been waiting to speak with you? I am needed back at the consulate, and you keep me here like a common criminal.
All right, friend. Let's take a deep breath and start all over again.
Mr. Valdez.
Consul General. I insist on my full title.
Where did you purchase the car?
My secretary and driver arranged the purchase. A disreputable place, Dewey Brothers by name. As soon as I can have it arranged, I will have my Hispano Suiza brought up from Buenos Aires.
Не договариваешь ты что-то. Давай проверим. Ну, конечно.
Bought a Packard, Valdez? A snob like you doesn't drive an American car. I want answers or I'll smack you around the teeth.
William Dewey offered me a substantial bribe to make a purchase at his establishment. It is not unusual to make this kind of transaction in the civil service.
Well, tell that to the Argentine taxpayers.
Consul General, we have located your car. Can you tell us how it was stolen?
It must have been stolen from the consular garage. Terribly inconvenient, of course. I want the perpetrator soundly flogged.
Unfortunately, we don't do that here, Your Worship.
Что-то ты темнишь. хотя как я ему тут что ему противлю?
You have a pretty good idea who stole the car, don't you, Consul General? Are you going to tell me, or do I shake it out of you?
There's no call for violence. I suspect a disgruntled boy from the car dealership.
You have a name for this kid?
Gabriel, like the archangel. I have no surname.
So tell us about this kid, Gabriel. You had a run-in with him?
Mecánico. A presumptuous young man who did not know his place. He presumed to ask me questions.
We do a lot of presuming here in the United States, Consul General. It comes with the turf.
Что-то опять не книжка, мне это не нравится.
So a Consul General gets in a public row with a junior car mechanic. You expect me to believe that that's all that happened?
I expect you to draw your own conclusions and to discontinue this aggressive behavior.
We'll be in touch, Consul General.
Let's nail this kid Delgado and wrap this thing up.
За любовников мы это предъявлять не будем.
Finished with Valdez.
Thank God. I'll get rid of him in a couple of hours. I'm kind of busy here, fellas. Move it along.
Continue to respond.
Okay, let's see what Gabriel has to say for himself.
I just hope our archangel hasn't already flown.
What the hell is this guy doing?
Here he is, apartment 3.
Как цивильно.
Yet.
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Gabriel Delgado.
Gabriel?
We're from the police. Policia, you understand?
Yes, I understand. Could you come inside?
What is your name?
Ana Rodriguez.
Is Gabriel Delgado here, Ms. Rodriguez?
No. What do you want with Gabriel? Is he in trouble?
Stay where you are, Ms. Rodriguez. We need to take a look around.
But he is not here. I have told you.
Check out the surrounds. I'll stay with the broad. So how far along are you, Anna?
Опаньки.
Souvenirs are a dumb move.
Right. So how's it going to be when you go into labor and he's not around?
You are wrong
Doesn't tell
about
me
Gabriel.
anything.
He will be a good father. Already he works hard to provide for us.
Unless you help us here, Anna, your little one won't be seeing Papa for a very long time.
Difficult to tell whether it's the suspect vehicle from the scene. Certainly Gabriel's pride and joy.
Nope. Probably nothing. doesn't appear to be connected.
Serving breakfast for two, Anna? You should have cleared up.
Ну-ка, давайте домой посмотрим. Опаньки.
It looks like Valdez gets his wheel back. Diplomatic license plates. You're in serious trouble, Miss Rodriguez.
But Gabriel is not here. I have done nothing wrong.
Tell us the truth, Anna. Has Gabriel been here?
I haven't seen him for at least 3 nights.
Опаньки. Врешь.
You keep lying to me, and I'll send you and your baby to jail.
He lives here, but he hasn't come home. I swear it.
Ну, что поделать? Врать ты не умеешь.
Enough, Anna. There are signs all over this place that he's been back.
He was here last night. I have never seen him so angry. He went out to his shed and put some things in it. I don't know what, and I don't want to know. I love him.
Why did he steal the car, Anna?
The customer insulted him. He has his honor, no?
His honor, Anna?
He said Dewey's friend tried to make a woman out of him. He no longer respects this man, Dewey. He took the car to show this maricón that he is a man.
We found a license plate matching our stolen vehicle in the shed. Add in the assortment of parts, and we can make Gabriel for a dozen other thefts. It's time to get serious, Anna.
You must ask these questions of Gabriel. I know nothing of these car parts.
Then tell us where he is. If your baby is born in prison, Anna, the corrections officers will take it from you. You will see your son or daughter through a metal grate for half an hour a week.
The start line is on 1st and Santa Fe. There is a spillway under the bridge that leads to the river. Many policia have wrecked trying to follow him.
We will put in a good word for you, Anna. As far as we're concerned, this sits with Gabriel.
Start line? That sounds like a street race to me. It's gotten out of hand this last year. No wonder Delgado has such an eye for fine automobiles. We know where the kid is. Let's go stop these clowns and get them off the streets.
Давай.
Like a decent guy.
Ты поведешь.
You know the way. You can drive.
What kind of man leaves his pregnant girlfriend at home while he goes off to play cars?
Pregnant girlfriends aren't always a barrel of laughs. Everyone needs to let off a little steam. Some guys wouldn't come back home at all.
Are you talking from experience?
Кек.
There's the red Ford. That's Delgado right there.
Quick! They're getting away!
Phelps, 1247. Requesting assistance at 1st and Santa Fe. Reports of an illegal street race.
Stay on Delgado. It's getting away. We're gonna lose him. Quick as we shut one of these races down, another one springs up somewhere else. Kids used to steal cars to sell them. Now they just want to wrap them around a lamppost. The next 16-year-old I have to deal off the sidewalk, you're calling the money. I've had enough of those to last me a lifetime.
Delgado is our boy. Forget the others. Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
Step on it, Phelps. Take him out. God damn it, Cole. Hold it steady.
Gabriel Delgado, you're under arrest for grand theft auto.
Fuck you, puto. You should speak to the maricon. Valdez, I showed him. Now who's a man? I should have burned his fucking car.
Ну, братан, ты сам зафакапил.
You got a foreign dignitary outed as a fruit and a kitty raper, a car dealer we're gonna let slide for the kickbacks, and a street punk car thief who sure as hell won't be taking liberties with other people's autos again anytime soon. That, Detective Phelps, is not a bad haul. You keep your chin low and your hands high, and you keep bringing me clearances just like that one. That's textbook policing, and we need more of it in this department.
Тоже спать пойду. Давайте, всем доброй ночи. Целую, обнимаю всех. Всем пока.